Hello, Atlanta. I'm Sean Lumsden Cook, and my personal passion is health and wellness. Now, there's a reason that that's what this show is all about. Number one, I lost both my parents to cancer, all three grandparents, and my sister is a breast cancer survivor because of early detection. Secondly, I went through the passing of a very, very dear friend to cancer and another to heart disease, both sudden. Thirdly, I lost my eldest son at 28 to what turned out to be a pre-existing condition. So I set out to try and find someone who specializes in diagnosing pre-existing conditions. That was my mission. And from all the shows I've done about neuropathy, stem cell therapy, weight loss, heart disease, I mean, I've been doing this for 35 years, I had made a bunch of contacts. So I started research to try and find a company that believed in proactive health that saved lives. And all roads led to Atlanta, to virtual imaging. Now, today's show is not meant to scare you, but is meant as a wake-up call, because if you could do something early about detections of cancer or heart disease, wouldn't you want to know about it? All right, on the show today, I'm joined by Bob McLean. Bob, welcome to the show, mate.
Thank you, Sean. Very good to be here.
All roads led to Atlanta. All roads led to virtual imaging. And you guys practice what's called proactive medicine. Tell me a little bit about what you do at virtual imaging.
You know, I am on a mission, and that mission has led us to save thousands of lives here in Atlanta already.
Yeah.
And our mission really is to save thousands more. And so what we do is we use a state-of-the-art GE evolution scanner to detect heart disease at its very earliest stages. Not only can we see the most minute of calcification in your coronary arteries, but we can find tumors as small as a grain of rice.
Bob, tell me a little bit about the difference between getting diagnosed early and late.
We know that when it comes to heart disease and cancers, most people don't have early signs or symptoms. And then when they do present a sign or symptom, it's many times too late. It's late stage 3, even stage 4 before their body presents some type of symptom that they would want to go to the doctor for. We know that when it comes to our health, after scanning thousands of people here in the Atlanta area, that time is everything. And so if we can catch things at their very early stages, it leaves you the opportunity to have choices for treatment, surgeries, however you and your doctor feel you best need to address those issues.
Right.
And we know that being reactive when it comes to our health is truly a recipe for disaster.
Yep.
We have to be proactive when it comes to our health.
Bob, tell me, you're making a special offer today. What is it?
What we're going to do is a free heart scan. That scan is normally $699.
Yep.
Those people see us on TV today, absolutely free heart scan.
Now, Bob, you've made an offer to me too, right?
I have. You know, Sean, we're not only going to scan your heart, we're going to scan your whole body. We're going to look at all of your vital organs.
Folks, this is going to be interesting because, I mean, I'm 56 years old, right? Yeah. I think of myself as pretty healthy. Yeah. I feel pretty bulletproof.
You look good.
Thank you. Well, you know what? I believe in virtual imaging so much that I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get not only the heart scan, but the whole body scan, and I'm going to find out if there's anything wrong. And later on, Bob, you're going to tell me the results, right?
That's absolutely right.
You've saved how many lives, Bob?
Thousands. And now multiply that, Sean, because it's not just that one individual person's life. It's the spouse, it's the children, it's the parents, it's the brothers, it's the people you work with, the people you go to church with.
You could have a pre-existing condition, your wife, your friends, your family could have a pre-existing condition. We all hear about people who die suddenly.
You want to know what the number 1 and number 2 killers are, Sean? Procrastination and denial.
Do you see people come in who you think look healthy and they're not?
Nobody comes in having a heart attack. Nobody comes in saying, hey, I have stage 3 cancer. Yeah. Everybody has that underlying feeling maybe that maybe something's wrong, but everybody believes they're healthy. Yeah.
And that's what this CT scan does. It scans for everything.
It scans for everything.
So it's not like a mammogram or a colonoscopy, which are wonderful, wonderful diagnostic tools. This basically scans your whole body from the neck down to the groin, right?
And that's a big part of what we're talking about, is that if we can catch these things early, you have choices. It may be something as simple as a minor surgery procedure to fix it. It could be dietary changes. It could be other lifestyle changes. It doesn't have to be massive amounts of chemo and radiation and things like this that really are incredibly invasive.
Well, folks, you're going to see people on the show coming up who went through virtual imaging and are alive today.
Great people. You know, they came in and they too opted for the full body scans. You know, those scans took them about 10 minutes. Yeah. It gave them back a lifetime.
Okay, folks, let's hear from Brent and Kari.
We were both worried because both of our grandparents died at very early ages. So I went first, and lo and behold, I have an ovarian tumor and a cyst in my fallopian tube. The same thing for him. Didn't really think we'd find anything. And what he was hoping to avoid, first thing he finds out is his numbers are super high with his heart.
I'm coming up on operation number 29, so I mean, all the arrows pointed at me, but she was the one that actually really got lucky. It eased your mind because we have 4 grandkids. So if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your family.
So when you look at Kari and Brent, I mean, you cannot tell a book by its cover.
No, I tell you, when it comes to our health, we'd love to be able to, you go to the gym, you think these guys, they look good, they should be healthy.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that when it comes to our health, you absolutely cannot judge a book by its cover.
So folks, out of the thousands of people that Bob and Virtual Imaging have saved, there's some real special stories, and this was one that you told me was very special. And I met Jocko, and again, I was in tears. So tell me a little bit about Jocko.
Yeah, Jocko really is the epitome of you cannot judge a book by its cover. This guy looks as strong as an ox. He's unbelievably fit. Matter of fact, he is in such good shape. Yeah. He ran the Durban Marathon the last year that they had it, a marathon in which 5 people actually died.
They actually canceled it that year.
That's right. He actually could have very easily been number 6 that year because he had a ticking time bomb in him and had no idea.
So how old was Jocko?
He's around 50.
Yeah. So he shouldn't present with any problem, right?
Again, looking at the guy, he looks like the picture of health.
Well, we can't say it better than Jocko says it. So folks, listen to Jocko.
I was told probably 15 years ago, you have high cholesterol. You need to take this statin. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going to exercise my way out of it. And I did. Unexpectedly found virtual imaging at an RV show and decided to do it. They discovered I had a birth defect with an artery situated in the wrong place, not servicing the left side of my heart. The virtual imaging said, you got to go do something with this. And I went to Piedmont. I ended up with quadruple bypass. The value of knowing through this type of technology is unbelievable. It saved my life. I have no doubt.
Okay, and Bob, we've only got a half hour in the show, so we didn't show the whole interview. But one of the things that touched me with Jocko is he wants to get a T-shirt made, and it's got a scar right down the middle. And it's going to say, I'm one of the lucky ones, because he's got the scar, and he's lucky. The other third of the population don't have that scar, and they're not with us.
That's absolutely right. Most people wouldn't get a CT scan of their heart until after they had a heart attack. Does that make any sense? No, none.
We're going to see a cardiologist, Dr. Jason, later on, and I was talking with him before the shoot, and what he was saying was that if you have a heart attack, all of a sudden you've got a damaged heart.
Right.
And then you've got a real problem. And he wants to see people coming in, and he's a proactive cardiologist.
He's a preventive cardiologist. That's literally the type, he specializes in preventive measures for your heart health.
That's incredible, folks. Okay, so I guess I'm going to go get scanned, and we'll be right back. Atlanta, big news! You can get a proactive, state-of-the-art scan of your heart for free without all the red tape. That's right, schedule your appointment and within minutes you can beat the biggest killer on the planet, heart disease. Or get peace of mind knowing that you are healthy. A heart scan for free at Virtual Imaging using our state-of-the-art scanner. That's at least a $699 value. We can see calcium buildup in the arteries that causes heart attacks. Get a full report with pictures of your heart outlining where the blockages are. That's right, a free, state-of-the-art scan of your heart. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the keyword virtual imaging to schedule your appointment immediately. With 2 locations to serve you, 1 call could save your life. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the keyword virtual imaging now. And we're back with Bob, and we've got my results, Bob. I'm so excited. I said at the beginning of the show, I think I'm going to be okay. But guess what? Nobody really knows, right, Bob?
That's right. That's right.
Folks, just to let you know, I don't know the results. But this is TV, and sometimes we fake stuff. But I wanted to do this for real, on camera, and I'm going to put my money on a 0. Let's see. All right, Bob.
You're not a 0.
Oh, right. Well, I just lost the bet.
Remember, 0 is a perfect score on this. You weren't exactly perfect.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Don't be nervous. Your total calcium score is 184.
What?
184. In the bigger realm of things is this, it puts you in the 70th percentile for your gender and age.
Hang on a sec.
Which means 30% of the people your age and gender have a worse score than you. Knowing that you have calcification or calcified plaque in your coronary arteries is one thing. Knowing where it's at, which is what we're able to do, is another thing. And it's a very, very important thing when it comes to relaying this information to your doctor, to your cardiologist. And so yours is kind of spread out, which gives you a lower number. Now, a lot of people have all their calcification in one artery, which builds up quicker. Yours is kind of spread out.
So this disc that I have here, Bob, you gave me, this is all of my images.
Those are your images of your body scan.
So I can take this disc to a cardiologist and he can look at the same thing. Now show me the picture. This is a printout. Obviously the images on the CD are super high quality. This is just a sort of a reference, right?
That's correct.
And what's this pink stuff?
So that pink stuff, that's lighting up the area where your calcification is in those arteries.
Wow, so the bottom line is that I take this and my report to a cardiologist and I get that checked out. All right, Bob, please don't give me any bad news. So my full body scan results.
You have some calcification, we call them granulomas, in your lungs. You know, it's some stuff that develops in your lungs.
Is it cancer? What are you talking about?
This is not cancer. It's usually the result of some old tuberculosis or some type of fungal.
Hang on a minute. This is crazy. When I was in Morocco, I was sick for about 2 weeks with a lung infection. Mm-hmm. This was 35 years ago.
Yeah. That very well could be the cause of what we see here.
Thank God. All right. What else?
All right, so we've got some mild calcification throughout your aorta, which runs the length of your thoracic.
Which, if I reverse the calcification in my heart, maybe that'll go away too, right?
Possibly, but it's not at a stage now where it's anything you need to worry about. It's there. We know about it. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay. Ooh. All right. You've got a fatty liver. So the last thing that Dr. Atlas, the radiologist, listed on your report is this: you have a mildly enlarged prostate. It's a very common finding for us men. Yours is a borderline. So he was going to recommend that you do a PSA test, a very simple blood test, to correlate those numbers with the findings on the scan. And again, we're going to scan you again, whether it's in a year or so down the line, and we're going to see, is it continually, this is called your baseline results. Yeah. It's invaluable information. The most important information you're going to get, the most important scan you're ever going to get is your next one, Sean. Yeah. Because then the radiologist can have information to compare those two to tell you you're going in the right direction, you're going in the wrong direction.
You know what, folks? Seeing it in black and white makes a big difference. I could be in denial all I want, and I was in denial. Now, I wasn't in denial. I had serious concerns about having cancer. Right. Like, I mean, my sister had cancer at 40. Right. I'm 56. Right. So this has been a blessing, Bob. I really appreciate it. And, you know, folks, I cannot urge you enough to pick up the phone or go online. Bob's offering a free
heart scan.
And when you say, is that any strings attached, Bob?
No strings attached. Look, our mission again is to save thousands and thousands of more lives. We know we have the technology, and people have, the big deal is they have access to that technology. Yeah. Most people don't know.
Bob, we're talking about all these different kinds of ailments, you know, between cancer, aneurysms, heart, you know, all these different things that can be wrong with us. Do you have a story that can, like, talk to that issue?
Yeah, you know, one of the guys that come in a few years ago, his name's Tony. Again, the epitome of health. You look at the guy, he looks great, very educated, very knowledgeable, I should say, about health, and has been in fitness his whole life. Yeah. And he come in, his wife kind of drug him in, if you would, and didn't think there would be anything wrong with him. And to his surprise, and to mine, quite honestly, there was.
Folks, Tony.
My wife and I decided to go ahead and get scans. So we came in, we got the reports a day later. They informed me that I had a growth on my kidney. I took the report to my primary care physician. I went ahead and had the surgery. All the pathology reports were cancer-free. Unless you've had one of these scans, you do not know what is lurking in your body.
What an amazing story. So it took him that long to figure it out.
That's right. You know, and the doctors told him if he hadn't caught it early, and they were, again, shocked that he did. Yeah. Couldn't understand how he would have. But they told him if he didn't, it would have been a very different outcome for him. It would have been much, much worse.
Well, you really do have a good job, Bob.
Really, Sean, I get goosebumps just talking about it. And not just with Tony. Again, I get to do this every week with multiple people.
Well, folks, every single person you've seen on this show has told other people. In fact, two of the people on the show, Jacko and Tony, both are going on to try and spread the word in their companies to try and get their companies to do this. It's a no-brainer, right?
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Again, the technology is there. The technology is accessible today. If you have a safe, easy, accessible, fast screening that you can do to keep you ahead of these two biggest killers on this planet, heart disease and cancer, why wouldn't you do it?
Bob, I'm so glad that you found my problems early, and I want to tell you right now, I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure, Sean. Thank you so much for coming down here to Atlanta, helping us spread the word, to not just here in Atlanta, but really we're trying to take this and let people throughout the United States know that the technology exists and they have access to it.
All right, Bob, so we've seen two amazing testimonials. Do you have any other stories you'd like to share with us today?
We do. I want to talk to you about a gentleman named Tom. So Tom, he came in early. He heard our advertisement on WSB on the radio station, called, made an appointment, came in, and in the first year he came in, his score wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And he was shocked. It was actually a score was very similar to what your score was today. Yeah. The real kicker came in his subsequent scans when he came in the next year, and his score started to rise, and then it really jumped. It almost doubled in 1 year. And it was an eye-opener for him.
Yeah.
He was able to see and make an appointment and see his cardiologist. I don't want to spoil his story. I'll let him tell you that story.
All right, folks, Tom.
I came to virtual imaging 4 years ago, received a scan, decided to enter into a program where I could scan every year. I wanted to know. 2 years into that, my calcium score had increased dramatically, had tripled nearly in 2 years. Ended up having a procedure done called a stent. That blockage, I actually had two blockages in the widowmaker. That stent opened up that vessel. Because of that stent being put in, my life was saved. I had no idea that I was a ticking time bomb. My past, as I thought, ensured me of a healthy life. So I never knew anything like this could ever happen to me until my visit to virtual imaging.
Welcome back to the show. We just saw an amazing testimonial, somebody who had a massive heart problem. So we've got Dr. Jason Reinhold here, and he is a cardiologist. Dr. Jason, tell me a little bit about your background.
Well, thanks. It's great to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity to help educate all of our listeners and viewers today about preventing heart disease. So I've got a bit of a crazy story. I started off my training here at Emory, which is great. It's a great cardiology powerhouse in the South. And then I was really fortunate enough to be able to travel and get training in Texas, California, and ending up with my cardiology training at Massachusetts General Hospital, which is one of the Harvard Medical School affiliates.
Wow.
And that's really where
Even I've heard of Harvard, people.
Well, it was a great place to get really interested in preventive cardiology and learn about some of the use of CAT scans and some of these new ways to detect heart disease.
Well, the testimonial that we just saw, the gentleman went to virtual imaging and had a massive heart blockage. Now, when you see somebody like that, is it better to see them before they have a heart attack, or is it more complicated once they've had a heart attack, assuming that they survive?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of things that we need to talk about. So first of all, when people are talking about having a heart attack, what that means is there's at least evidence of some of the heart tissue being damaged and dying. Ooh. Now, sometimes through different procedures, they're able to save some of that heart muscle. It was maybe asleep, and when they get these procedures, are able to get some of that heart muscle back. Other times, we are left with a heart function that's reduced. And that makes it, again, much more challenging to kind of promote an overall optimal cardiovascular wellness.
So I guess the take home, folks, is that go to virtual imaging, get a CT scan, find out if you've got your heart blocked prior to having a heart attack.
It's the same yes, it's the same thing as cancer. It's much easier to deal with a breast mass or a colon mass that is in its earlier stages.
Wow. This is serious stuff, and I just wanted to say that in doing the testimonials which I produced, and visiting with these people, I just think what you guys are doing is just phenomenal.
So we're going to see, and you're going to hear lots of testimonials from patients who didn't realize that their vessels were blocked, that their vessels did have plaques, that they were literally a heart attack waiting to happen.
Well,
I was just like the other side.
This show's not about me, folks, but I'm going to make it about me just for a second, because I got to scan and I've had my results read, and I'm figuring I'm sitting here with a cardiologist. Why not chit chat about my condition? Because I'm just an average guy. I'm just like the viewer out there. I didn't think I had a problem. I'm 56 years old, and this is a chart that says that. Tell me what this means, doctor.
What that means is you are a 56-year-old, look at you, you look great. You don't look like you have some of the traditional risk factors. And again, if you were to go to your doctor, about 70% of people who have a heart attack were told, just like you, they were low risk.
And I'm in the 70 percentile.
You are in that group of people that, we would just look at and say you're low risk. But again, the truth tube actually says no, based on this plaque that we're seeing, your vessels, unfortunately, are not doing as well as we thought. And as a result, I'm going to reclassify you as someone who is low risk to now a more moderate to higher risk.
Yep.
And we're going to reverse that process. We're going to reverse this abnormal process by changing your lifestyle, by looking at supplements, by looking at medications. We can change the physiology that's going on here, and it can translate into reduced risk of heart attack and stroke.
So folks, don't wait. Pick up the phone, go online. Virtual Imaging is offering a free heart scan. Atlanta, big news! You can get a proactive, state-of-the-art scan of your heart for free without all the red tape. That's right, schedule your appointment and within minutes you can beat the biggest killer on the planet, heart disease. Or get peace of mind knowing that you are healthy. A heart scan for free at Virtual Imaging using our state-of-the-art scanner. That's at least a $699 value. We can see calcium buildup in the arteries that causes heart attacks. Get a full report with pictures of your heart outlining where the blockages are. That's right, a free, state-of-the-art scan of your heart. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the keyword virtual imaging to schedule your appointment immediately. With 2 locations to serve you, one call could save your life. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the keyword virtual imaging now. All right, so we are joined with the great Leslie. Leslie, it's great to have you here.
Good to see you.
I've actually had my CT scan with you guys, and I was just really, really impressed. You guys have really seemed like you care about what you're doing. Tell me a little bit about your job.
My job as a patient advocate is to, meet with the patients when they come in. Not only is it saving these patients' lives, it puts people in control of their life. It puts people in control of their health. It saves their lives, but just think about the other people in their lives that are grateful.
Now, folks, we're going to see another couple right now that went through the program, and again and again and again we hear the same story. I may not be here right now if it wasn't.
Even though I thought it's not going to happen to me, I feel fine. Turned out to be stage 3 renal carcinoma. And we found it because of virtual imaging before it metastasized and spread. I'm still here because of virtual imaging and getting that. She was relieved to find out that she had no, issues and everything, and I was relieved that it saved my life.
I am so thankful for virtual image. It was a method, a means for us to find out the cancer that was in Joe's kidney. It saved his life.
Wow, what a story. So another life saved. Now what was his prognosis?
They went in, did a surgery, got it out by removing his kidney. It required no chemotherapy, no radiation. Outcome looks great. He's going to be good.
What do you tell people when they come in and they say, well, we don't want to spend the money to get a full body scan? Or
it's better to know today than wait for something bad to happen tomorrow. It's better to know now. It's way cheaper actually to make a little investment with us with virtual imaging than again to wait down the road and be reactive. Now all of a sudden you have symptoms. Now something's going on. Now something's happening, and now you're spending a lot more money and having to go through so many unnecessary things when we have the ability to catch stuff through early detection.
So when you have a patient come in and sit down with you, and you're explaining to them something that they probably have never heard of, right? I mean, do you find a lot of patients who didn't even know this technology existed?
A lot of people have not heard of us, you know, and that's because this technology, it's slow-moving train. You know, insurance won't cover what we do. So for that main reason, you know, a lot of people don't know that there is this amazing preventative care that we provide.
We both did a scan. I did a scan, and it takes 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. Did the scan and then found out that I have some blockages, which really shocked me. Went to the doctor, immediately called my cardiologist, brought the report. I would not be here today if it was not for my wife, you know, finding virtual imaging.
I love him to death. I want him to be here for a long time.
Yeah.
So Leslie, I want you to look into this camera right here, and I want you to talk to the audience, because you're in there every single day. You see the life-changing events that happen at virtual imaging every single day. So I want you to talk to that camera right there. That's the audience, and tell them what they need to do.
Please pick up the phone and don't hesitate. This could be life-saving. We just, you know, heart disease does not discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're healthy as a horse. It doesn't matter if you're not so healthy. Get in and let's figure out if you have something going on or not. You know, it's, if nothing more, it's peace of mind, or we can figure out that you do have a problem, and then you can take this to your doctor and get it fixed. You know, before you know, we have the ability to scan your heart to see the plaque buildup before a heart event happens, right? So get in, don't hesitate.
Folks, we've all had that story that if there had just been early detection, they would be alive. You don't want to hear that phrase, it's too late, there's nothing we can do. If you could take action right now, they are offering a free heart scan. Why wouldn't you do it? Okay? Why wouldn't you do it? We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Atlanta, big news! You can get a proactive, state-of-the-art scan of your heart for free without all the red tape. That's right, schedule your appointment and within minutes you can beat the biggest killer on the planet, heart disease. Or get peace of mind knowing that you are healthy. A heart scan for free at Virtual Imaging using our state-of-the-art scanner. That's at least a $699 value. We can see calcium buildup in the arteries that causes heart attacks. Get a full report with pictures of your heart outlining where the blockages are. That's right, a free, state-of-the-art scan of your heart. Dial #250 on your cell and say the keyword virtual imaging to schedule your appointment immediately. With 2 locations to serve you, 1 call could save your life. Dial #250 on your cell and say the keyword virtual imaging now. Today I definitely saw a number that's my goal to make it lower. And I know I can do that with exercise and diet and talking to my doctors. But what do you know? Do you know if there's a spot somewhere? Is there a cyst somewhere? So the number's on your screen, the website's on your screen. Take action and share some really good news with us. I look forward to it. My name is Sean. I want to thank you so much for watching the show. Here's to your health.